Hey everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for a random run day here on the channel. Today we are going to be using the official Invicta Randomizer app, as always, with everyone's new favorite day of the week to watch videos. Thank you all very much for blowing up last week's video. I really do truly appreciate it. And also thank you very much for the excited feedback regarding this Invicta Randomizer app. I have lots of plans, and we'll talk about some more upcoming planned features for the app on this episode. But first, here's your meme of the day. I don't even know what to say about this one, to be quite honest. This one brought to you once again by Jens. Title of the thread. Title of the thread was Cindy-chan now in color, except I don't have the skin color done. And then in the thread, he said, Sin does like his colors, so I decided to try with some colors. Now, to give a little bit of context on this, Jens also posted this picture of this art in an uncolored version. And then I guess he decided to add color. So I love the inclusion of Little Daisy. I still don't know the symbolism of the rabbit, but I do see all the D6s in the back as well. So lots of Isaac going on, lots of Uma Musume, and an uncomfortable amount of mid-drift shown by Cindy-chan. Thank you very much, Jens, for that just masterpiece of work. All right, here we go, everybody. Once again, we're going to be playing with the Invicta Randomizer app, and also we are going to be having our handicaps on as well. So no idea what to expect here, obviously. I'm going to make sure that the thumbnails don't spoil what we end up having to do or what character we play. So be prepared for random run days to just have a generic version of Isaac obviously dressed up as different characters. So here we go. We're going to click the randomizer app, and then I'll talk about some upcoming features, including a new feature which you're about to see right now. We have Tainted Bethany to the Lamb and the Fragile Ego handicap, which is what? So here's one of the first new, this is the first example of one of the new features we've already implemented into the app. And as you see here, one of the ideas I had was to create a prefix and suffix sort of designation for every title of your run, so it's unique to you. These will always be different no matter what, and I think that it's going to add a lot of depth and sort of personalization and customization to your achievement page, which we will talk about in a little bit. But we have to play as Tainted Bethany, defeat the lamb in the dark room. If you take damage on the floors, skip the rest of the floors, items, shops, and deals. Woof. Yikes. Okay, so that is terrifying. This is an extremely dangerous challenge, I gotta say, especially given the fact that we're playing as Tainted Bethany, a character I do not play at all, as everybody knows. CJ is gonna be 4 Kilo Hotel Charlie, 1 Lima Quebec 9, and we're starting off. Remember, we did have Eden's Blessing yesterday, so that's the reason why we're starting off with an extra bit of an extra item. So, Tainted Bethany, let's talk about her for a moment. She is not one of my favorite characters. I don't like Let Me Get Down, as everybody knows. But in this case, where if we take damage, we may have to skip the entire shop and item room and go all the way to the freaking lamb. We might be forced to use Let Me Get Down here. So we'll see. We'll see. Now, she can also, of course, use red hearts as fuel, so she can get infinite charges. Not infinite, but she can get a lot of charges up to a certain point for basically nothing. Red hearts, she cannot pick up red hearts no matter what. There's no way to there's no way to make her take a red heart. Even with an eternal heart, it's just going to give you a soul heart. And any red hearts that do spawn, she can pick up. You see that little heart container underneath the key counter over here. That represents how many hearts it takes for you, or that she has in the bank, and then you can use those banked charges to charge up either your active passive item or your active item. Does that make sense? The spacebar item versus the Q item here. So we get a golden bomb, which is going to help us out through the first floor, thankfully. And we're going to need some permanent help here, because we got to go to lamb, and that's our first and foremost is that we need to make sure we don't take damage, period. You see that we picked up a red heart, but it didn't do anything. It just went straight to our bank. I am actually going to bomb the donation machine now, and I'm going to take the mystery gift, and we're just going to full send it right into the secret room here and hope to pray that we get something good. Now, we can also use Let Me Get Down in the secret room, but I do not recommend doing that because you can pull TM Trainer, you can pull Missing No. Get the shovel. Okay. So let's see what the shovel does here. You see that red bar on the pips? That means that we can get a full charge based on all the hearts that we have. Let's see. Scrolls gave us a prayer card. Okay, it gave us a soul heart, technically. So, okay. Still gonna stick with the shovel though. Having the ability to get guaranteed crawl spaces is just simply too high of a value for now, anyway. But obviously, we wanted something different. We didn't want a double deal item game. We wanted that was an insane block, but unfortunately, pushed it right into where I was trying to dodge past. So we can't take a boss item, and that's bad. Skip the rest of that floor's items, shops, and deals. Yeah. So we cannot take this boss item, and oh no, we can't take this boss item. Oh no. We go on to last week's question of the episode, coming in from Extreme Skalker. I'm not sure how to say their last name. Title of the question was: when this randomizer comes out, will you do a like streak goal with a themed week of random challenge runs? It would be amazing to play and also watch, and it would be a great way to present it. So, a little bit of a spoiler here, but the next like streak goal is actually going to be a week of randomizer runs. So if we get to the character tier list, I wanted to, I guess this is a soft announcement here, but the answer obviously is yes. I was already planning on that. That is the next like streak goal that we're going to be doing. So just to give a little bit of extra incentive, extra motivation for people, if you want to see these type of challenges, a whole week of it, then make sure you click the like button. 3,000 likes or more, and that gets us there ever closer. And also, of course, helps support the channel, as always. You all know the score by now. They're refusing to use Let Me Get Down. Now, there is no rule that says I cannot use Let Me Get Down to get items. It just says I have to skip items. Speaking of skipping items. Get a full charge here. The soul heart, it's good. We get 5 bombs, which, yeah. See, the thing is, game, is that we got to go to Lamb, and also not take damage. So bombs are not going to cut it here. See the Shmoov's coming. I see him coming from a mile away. In this room in particular, I mean. So going over some of the features before I have to really dig in here and pay attention. One of the upcoming planned features that I had for the app is going to be a user account system, where users, if they want to, they can use it without making a user account, but we'd prefer you do make a user account. That way you have the ability to track your next planned upcoming feature, the achievements system. So I don't want to go into too much detail yet when it comes to achievements, but one of the things that we are going to implement, and this is again another one of my ideas that I had, was that I wanted to make a I talked about this on Tuesday's last Tuesday's stream, by the way. I wanted to make a unique custom. Yep, freaking knew it. As soon as they all converge like that, I knew it, dude. So what I wanted to do was make every run have a unique custom feature that would allow people to have their own little post-it notes, like in Isaac. Like if you hit escape, you have one of these show up, right? On that post-it note is going to have, it's going to automatically populate that post-it note as your achievement page. That's going to be your unique catalog of challenges and runs that you did, and it will also have your unique name of your challenges posted on there. And then if you click on the item, if you click on the challenge, it should show you what the challenge, exactly what it was. So this one, for example, would say, you know, Tainted Bethany's whatever, and that's going to, and then there's going to be a star, like a golden star next to your all your challenges, and you will be able to click the star to signify that you actually completed the challenge, or if you click it again, there's going to be a red X that signifies that you did not complete the challenge successfully on your first go. But you can, of course, amend it later on. We'll have a system where you have to officially submit it and that sort of thing. And the data is not going to be tracked or anything like that. But I wanted to give a little bit more of more of a community thing, like people sharing their hardest challenges or top 10 hardest challenges of the week. Something like that we could do videos on. Eventually, I would like to get to the point where people can post clips of them completing the challenges or maybe not completing the challenges, and sharing it with the community to show, like, hey, this is a really, really tough random. So, and then eventually we're also going to have it integrated with social media, with Twitter, with YouTube, with Discord, or anything like that, to where you can post screenshots of your achievement page to share with everybody. I cannot go into the devil deal by rule, and I cannot pick this up, so we're in trouble here. This is bad, real bad. Yeah, the handicap is if you take damage on a floor, skip the rest of that floor's items, shops, and deals. That is brutal. So the first chance I get to get a devil deal, I'm definitely going to try and use Let Me Get Down. We may have to just start using Let Me Get Down, because it doesn't look like we're going to get any items at all at this point. Tainted Bethany does not have great DPS by herself. She's solely reliant on Let Me Get Down, and that's a problem. We get one of the hardest rooms to not take damage in right here. So now that I got all the monologuing out of the way here, I've got to pay attention, because we will die on the way to Lamb. We won't even make it to Lamb if we don't get some help here. I'm grateful that we did get, excuse me, that was art there, game. I'm grateful that we did get Eden's Blessing yesterday to give us a little bit of help with an item, but we actually got an item. That's what I mean. And we're just going to have to maybe just full send it with Let Me Get Down in a devil deal if we can get into one, or an angel deal at this point. So that's the reason why I'm banking up all of our hearts to fully be able to use Let Me Get Down as much as possible if we do eventually get into a devil deal or angel deal, and the spacebar item continues. So even without this challenge, this is a very doo-doo run. As we are now on floor 3 and have taken 0 items. The only takeable item I saw so far was the HP upgrade from the golden chest, which we did take from Judgment, I mean, and then the range upgrade from the boss. That was it. Mom's heals. You have no idea what was in our devil deal, and this is real bad, y'all. This is a extremely brutal challenge. I would rate this as a 10 on the difficulty meter. No matter who we're playing, this is bad. Anything that forces you to not take an item or a deal upon taking damage on a singular floor is real bad. But Mama Victa ain't raised no B. We're gonna just give it the old college try here, but I'm very, very scared right now. Okay, so let's go back. Let's get our crawl space this time, game. Thank you. Get a black market. Yikes, dude. Good lord, man. It's all spacebar items except for PokeGo. Good golly, Miss Molly, this is bad. Wow. I mean, okay. There was nothing in the shop that we could take, so we just have to hope that we don't take damage here. Headless Horseman is not an easy boss to not take damage from at all. But we did it. Pony is okay. Gives us flying and movement speed. A charge attack, and we get prayer card. Of course. We're just gonna have to full send it with Let Me Get Down. I mean, that's just it. Literally any item would have been better than Broken Modem. Get Hallowed Ground and Dirty Mind. Yep. Yep. So, Hallowed Ground is great. Dirty Mind is not. Although there is a little bit of a synergy with Hallowed Ground and Dirty Mind. But as you can see, Broken Modem's already causing problems, and we're going to need to get rid of that Wisp ASAP. And also Dirty Mind. And in fact, just get rid of all of them. None of that benefits us at all. We're going to try to see if we can get Broken Modem out of here first. And it's not as easy as you may think to shed a Wisp. That's one of the common critiques of my critique of Let Me Get Down, which is that, well, if you just get a bad Wisp, just get rid of it. It's not so simple, especially when you're trying not to take damage. There's no way to reliably shred certain Wisps without putting yourself in kind of big danger. But we were able to get rid of Broken Modem, thankfully. It's a matter of trying to get rid of Dirty Mind. Hangman card is redundant, and a little bit of money's nice. Oh, good. Okay. Dirty Mind's gone. We only have Hallowed Ground. I'm going to keep Hallowed Ground. If we do take damage, at least we have a way to retaliate a little bit. Concussive effect from Spider Mod really screwing us up right there. I hate this. Thank God we got flying. Still was a non-stat upgrade. Passive upgrade anyway. But if we were to get another active item on this active item of a run, I'm glad that it was something that gave us flying. Because we would have been absolutely cooked in here. We may have died in this room. That is not an exaggeration. Base damage, Bethany. No hearts to really charge anything with, and a useless, let me get down, item here. It's useless in the sense that we can't do anything with it. If we take damage, yes, we get hallowed ground, but then we can't take any other items, so it's an item that we're hopefully never, ever, ever going to have to use. But that's that is wishing for a lot there with these stats here. This is wow bad. If we survive this one, it's going to be an absolute miracle. We can actually get out of the curse room for free. I'm going to assume that damage does not mean self-damage. And instead just simply means enemy damage. If Isaac takes enemy damage or runs into a fire or something like that. But self-damage, like a curse room or a temperance machine, whatever, I'm going to say that it's not going to count against this challenge. And if that's a cop-out, then feel free to consider it a cop-out, but this challenge is already brutal enough. So I'm choosing to interpret it that way, that curse room damage does not affect anything. Let's put it this way. The only damage that I think this challenge calls for is something that would void the devil deal. How about that? So going into a curse room, tapping a demon judgment, tapping a temperance machine, that would not disqualify you from a devil deal or angel deal. And I'm going to assume, based on that logic, that it also is not going to disqualify me and trigger the challenge. Trigger the challenge to go off. The sad thing is there wasn't even a reroll down there in the black market. I'm gonna hope that the angel deal is still up, but of course it's not. Yikes, dude. This is a brutal challenge here. But, you know, one of the best things is that we do have flying, which is going to help us out immensely. And I don't think there's any way we can give it up. Get Neptunus, which I will take. I'm also going to use Let Me Get Down, see what we get. Gonna be Luna. Okay. Luna's not bad. The 9 volt, I will take that. The Soul Heart for the road is good. I don't know why Let Me Get Down just charged all of a sudden. Oh, it's from the 9 volt. Never mind. I'm going to go into the planetarium, use it again, and we get Jesus juice. Okay. Not a planetarium item there, game. I'm not sure if you forgot how Let Me Get Down's supposed to work, but I can tell you one thing, it doesn't work like that. It's supposed to give us only items from that item pool. There ain't never been, in the history of ever been anyone that found Jesus juice in a planetarium without having chaos. So, yeah. Who knows anymore, man? Isaac just makes up its own rules. We all know that. Sometimes it adheres to them. Most of the time it doesn't. If you don't believe me, just take any of the clips that we have on Twitch of questionable hit boxes at best. And calling them questionable is being nice. We don't want to make Zombolas cry now. Dumpy. You can get down with Dumpy. I do think Dumpy is a good item. He just needs to chill every now and then. It's a little too overzealous in his defense of Isaac. which can cause problems. Like that right there was that was not something that needed to happen there, Dumpy. We were good there, brother. Really. The danger in this room is not the Globin. It is the floating heads. So don't panic and tunnel vision yourself on going after the Globin. The champion Globin you can get around. The floating heads are not. I was hoping to try to find Luna so we could get that Tears upgrade, but oh well. Would have been very helpful for Neptunus. Dumpy. Pretty sure I still had that one under control, but Dumpy ruled otherwise. Clutch bomb. Clutch bomb. Get another HP upgrade. Dude, bro. I can't. I cannot go back and use Let Me Get Down in the secret room. I just can't. There's too much risk involved. You go into the curse room and use Let Me Get Down. Get Shade. Yeah, there's a vault here. We do have enough. You have enough keys to get into the vault without having to really worry about our key economy. Do it. A little hesitation that you saw right there. When I walked in there, I knew that it was just going to be one of those problematic chests. Secret's got to be here. Oh, I have no clue. Is it here? We have a bomb to find out. Now we have 2 bombs. I'm gonna buy this full charge for Let Me Get Down, and I'll just use it in the curse room again. This is the only other place it could be. Okay, Luna is going to give us a half soul heart here and a permanent, well, a floor-wide Tears upgrade, but obviously we're done with the floor. Use Let Me Get Down, and we get the mark. Okay. Our HP is okay for now. But until we get another Devil Deal or Angel Deal, I'm not going to blow through all of our hearts. This is by far the most brutal challenger run we've had so far, randomizer run. By far. No, we should have, no. No, that should not. We were under the rules of invincibility there, game. What happened to our iframes, man? That's I didn't even see that spike rock there. But we still should have had iframes or something. That's pretty ridiculous. Okay, so we're just not going to use the charge attack at all, because apparently you don't get iframes anymore with it. And unfortunately, it means that we cannot take any items Just head on down to the next floor. We can't even go inside the angel deal. If I don't take any other damage on this floor, I'm going to be real mad. Does it still show there's a heart in here? There's absolutely not a heart in here, game. Still maintaining a high amount of HP, but this whole floor is a total wash. So it just comes down to what this is going to come down to is me deciding to use Let Me Get Down in the secret room. So that's man, I don't want to. We also lost Luna, by the way. What I'm assuming was the spike rock. Yo, Spike, you need to chill the hell out. We're already in a very high-stressed, high-annoyance situation here. I don't need you trying to MLG your way into a highlight reel. This Spike is trying to make a name for itself. Can't do it. This is the this could be the crawl of all crawls here. And not for the usual reasons either. This is exceedingly dangerous. And I know it seems a little ironic to say that despite us having almost full HP, but you got to understand the situation that we're in. And I accidentally used Let Me Get Down. I don't even... Oh, we got Papa Fly. When I was simply just trying to use the world card. I'll never get used to going back. Get Key Bum. The hits just keep on coming. The only good item, takeable item that we've seen that we were unable to take was Speedball. Oh. Well, we're going to die on this run. I'm letting you all know right now, this is where it ends. This is where it ends. We're going to die on this run. This challenge is unbelievably hard. If we somehow, some way, find a way to win this run, it will be the greatest victory of my Isaac career. I think it will surpass the War of Attrition run, which was technically unlosable, and the Bethany Mom's Knife Tiny Planet run. Dumpy, you got it, dude. So we've lost all of our wisps, but the random Pop-a-Fly we accidentally gave ourselves. Can't play that because, well, we can't take the item if we do get one. Hoping for red hearts here or something, but nope, we just get money. So the only damage upgrade we're going to get on this run is going to be the Polaroid, because there is no way that we are going to be able to get through the end game levels without taking damage. Our only hope of respite, if we live this long, Shoal is going to be the big problem. If we live long enough to get to the dark chest, our only hope is the fact that we get 4 Devil Deal items at the beginning of the level. I swear to you, I didn't even see that Pooter there. I was wondering where Numpy was. The golden cartridge is actually quite helpful, because we're not going to have the Polaroid. So if we do happen to take damage, at least we are protected by a very, very high proc rate. Unfortunately, the golden cartridge doesn't change the duration of the invincibility. That would be nice. But this could be the crawl of all crawls here that we're looking at. If I name the episode that, then you know it's bad. So crawl enjoyers, you've been eating well lately. We're gonna get an angel deal here just to spite me. Look, I'm not going down there, Claudie. You can either come up here or you can just stay there and get stomped on. Get freeze by Spider Mod. Great. Just great. Hoo boy. Dad's lost coin. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate it. Always so helpful and useful. Let me get down. Really showing why you're such a valued member to this team. You were gonna get hit. Even the Larry Jr. encounters are trying to work against us. You're just gonna have to forgive the radio silence for a lot of these rooms, because I've got to be dialed in here. We cannot afford to lose more items. We've already lost so much. We've taken 8 items. We have 9 total. We started with 1. Cannot reliably go on the red until the Diglets are dead. Get the actual mark. And we'll get a little spear. Well, the actual mark is going to be a huge help for us. Gives us a soul heart and a damage upgrade. Little spewer does deal damage. I don't know how good it is, but it deals damage. Emperor card would be massive for us. And we get a world card, which is better than a full card. Actually, we can, if we're going to get rid of the Fool card, we might as well use it on this floor to get out of the mob trap room. Might as well bomb it just to give us a little bit of hope. Honestly, I didn't think that the level would stand upward like that, but... Red heart, that's bouncy, and I'm not going to sit there and try to chase it while the room is active. So we have about almost it's like 5 1/4 activations of Let Me Get Down on demand. We bum rush that one down. Dude, Dumpy, you gotta stop triggering so easily, man. You're setting us up for failure here, Dumpy. Of course, this is a rock. The 3 bombs. I'm gonna attempt to get these 4 skulls, and yep. Same thing over here, but I'm gonna walk out, walk back in first. Not going to go in this room because it's completely unnecessary. This is what you're seeing here is min-max Victa all the way. So those of you who've clamored and hoped that I would min-max in a run, you're getting your wish here. My God. I do not trust the game to not spawn Pin behind us on this little alcove here. I'm going to try to keep Pin relegated to the big area. Okay. That was a new one game. Somehow we've made it to the boss without getting damaged yet. This could be our last hope here. This could also be pretty big. We don't need money. We're looking... Right now, we're looking for Sigil of Baphomet. Sigil of Baphomet, Cancer, or Curved Horn. That is it. There is no other thing that we want or need. Even if we get the... In the off chance that we get the crystal ball, I still will probably stay with the flying pony just because we need the mobility and the movement speed. But you knew that was never going to happen. One of the weaknesses of Neptunus here is these charge shots that you need to kind of ramp up. And when you're being pursued by a bunch of jerks, you can't always burst them down because you're waiting for Neptunus to recharge, which is highly dependent on your tears rate, which I don't know if you've been paying attention or not. We have not gotten a single upgrade for. Well, Spewer doing a very, very good job at dishing out some damage here. And we unbelievably made it without taking any hits. Got our angel deal. Immaculate Conception. Quad shot. That's actually phenomenal. Mulligan. Get the spirit sword, which stapler. Chrysagian. Just squeezy. Monstrance. That's it. I was okay with this until we got Spirit Sword. Now the real question is, does Spirit Sword guy count this as having Spirit Sword? Remember, we have quad shots, so we're going to do 4 whirlwind attacks. And you bet your bottom dollar your boy's going to be fully charging every single one of these for every room. Chrysagian's going to help us out having a little bit of an extra range attack. We definitely got stronger thanks to Let Me Get Down and that angel deal, but Let Me Get Down had nothing to do with us getting a no-hit there on that level. So before you think I'm not giving enough credit to Lamegedon, just remember, it was not the reason why we got that angel deal. Boy's trying his best here. Gotta keep focused on runs like these. Our part's out of the way. Spider-Bond, I need you to chill as well. Been kind of working against us a little bit here. Soul Heart, I'm not going to trust this blue fire. I'm just going to blow it away. I didn't let the whirlwinds play out. Like a dummy. We would have had them both. Technically, we could just stay over rocks in this room and let Monstrance take care of Gertie, but a little bit too passive for my liking. The object here is just to try to waste as many of the enemies as possible before we enter into the room. Just try to ambush them as fast as possible. Okay. The moon. I'm not going to use bombs from mushrooms. We have a snowball's chance in hell. It's actually going to give us something. Look. It's been a rough day today, okay? I guess it's appropriate. We are going to hell, so that's I guess on brand. I am not getting off of this rock, hosts. So however long it takes you to open up your hat, that's how long we're going to be in here. Almost forgot about that haunted chest and walked right into him. Thank God Spirit Sword was charged there. All right, here we go. It's gonna be tough. Okay, Ghost Pepper really did save our hide there, so it's slowly but surely happening. Let's not look at this as a negative experience. Let's look at this as the Lord giving us an opportunity to show and shine and put a spotlight on how good Let Me Get Down can be. A much maligned item by me. That's how I'm choosing to interpret this challenge, because it's truly a blessing that we got out of all the characters, a character that doesn't necessarily have to go into an item room. So I'm looking at this run as an opportunity to really showcase to myself more than anybody that Let Me Get Down is actually a not bad item. If we win this run, I will strongly consider changing my opinion of it. And hey, look, that's more than most items get, okay? So be happy with that. Don't care about damage here. Not that we want to take damage, of course, but we just don't want to lose enough HP. Totally screw up our current positions here on going into the Lamb Dark Chest. Quadshot's making Spirit Sword so difficult to use the way I want it to. We are losing a lot of our wisps here, which is the reason I'm trying to get out of this phase as fast as possible. Okay, well, we just lost Spirit Sword, which is actually probably for the best. So all we have now is Stapler and Quad Shot. Took one hit at the very end because the foots faked me out. So we have a world card and a hope. And it's Curse the Unknown, so I don't know how much HP we have. Lusty Blood. Black Powder, Ghost Baby, and Brother Bobby. Wow.
The world.
Wow. Get X-ray vision, okay. I mean, I would love to take Lusty Blood, but I have no idea how much HP we have. It's just unbelievably brutal, dude. I mean, it's these type of rooms are just like, what can you do, you know? What can you do? We did lose Quad Shot. Both deaths are still up, by the way. That's a neat trick, pushing the knight around. So we have lost all of our wisps that we had for an advantage. And at this point, I'm not going to use Let Me Get Down until we're at Lamb's door. Dude, Spider Mod, you are getting real close to being in timeout. You can't be randomly freezing items like that. Enemies like that. That absolutely 100% was the fault of Spider Mod there, freezing that enemy. It cut off our ability to retreat. And I have no idea how much HP we have, but it's not a lot. I think it's silly that the wisps don't get some kind of immunity. Some kind of immunity when you charge with the pony. I think that is a bug or an oversight. We've taken a hit of damage in every single room so far. In the death room, multiple hits. We are not going to make it to Lamb. I'm telling you right now. Spider Mod. You're done, Spider Mod. I've had enough of you freezing stuff randomly in mid motion. You're done. You're done. Spider Mod guy is no longer around to save you. We are never taking Spider Mod again. You can't be randomly freezing stuff. It is worse than broken modem. I mean, this is brutal without any tiers upgrades whatsoever. Or damage upgrades, except for the mark. Every room becomes a final boss room. Of course, the game is playing out of its gourd. They're trying to hit us with the most difficult rooms imaginable here. Remember, it's that old adage, the longer you're in the room, the more the inevitable will happen. The longer the fight, the more your guarantee to take damage goes up exponentially. And every single room is just a final boss delirium fight. With these stats. It is amazing that we did not take damage in here. And a lot of that is attributed to Lil Dumpy. I mean, there's nothing we can do. We got to do it. Let me get down. Give us something useful. Attack dagger. Seraphim. Sulfuric acid. And that's it. If we take damage and hopefully the golden cartridge goes off, we'll be able to use Sack Dagger to get some hits in, but this is going to be bad. I'm not going to try to go for the burst with Neptunus. I'm just going to hold fire and just dogfight him. I didn't want to have to use the bomb there, but Seraphim helping lay down some good damage. Now's when it gets dangerous. We have enough for 2 charges of the pony in case if he does that. We lost Seraphim. No, we didn't lose Seraphim. We didn't lose anybody. Yeah, Spider Mod, you are done. You're absolutely done. I used the pony to reposition there. Should have used the pony to get out. We can get the head out of here, then we're fine. One final hit. Absolutely no victory lap. Get me out of here. I have to see. Forgive the dev console intrusion, but I have to see how much HP we had left, because it can't be a lot. Okay, we still had 4 left, so... I mean, that's by far the hardest challenge that you could possibly get, minus the character. What I'll say is this. If we did not have Bethany, Tainted Bethany, on that run, I don't think that we win that. I think that we die very early on. Lamegedon was an absolute all-star, getting us through getting us through the womb and shoal as long as it did. And that was just brutal. So that's one I wish that our user account system and our achievement system was ready for, because man, I would love to record that one. But at least it's on video and you guys and gals can see it. So super stressful run. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the suffering, or if you just want to console me for going through that hell, click the like button. I would appreciate it. Let me know if you have any other ideas that you would like to see for the randomizer app. We'll take it under consideration. Hopefully 1.0 will be done, I'm guessing by the end of summer maybe, but I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure that the app is functional and has lots of features, not just a randomizer, but a way that you can share with your friends. You can post your challenges. You can post your YouTube videos or clips. And yeah, I think that the Isaac community on the whole is going to enjoy this. So thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to patrons of mine like Dimble Wimple, Pokey Stick, and Shock Top. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.